It's a very important occasion for me, the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And being Japanese, it's also painful to know that Fukushima happened in Japan. They are the only country that have had both a nuclear bomb hit them as well as the nuclear meltdown in Fukushima Daiichi. Let me just tell you my story about Hiroshima, Nagasaki. With Pearl Harbor in 1941, I saw that notice in the movie theater in Holtville, California. My friends Charlie and Doug were sitting there with me when I started to cry. They said, "Ike, we're still your friends and we'll always be your friends." And they're my friends till this day. My brother Kozo and Yoshiro tried to enlist in the armed forces the next day. They were denied that right because they were Japanese. But after they realized that Japanese Americans were ferocious fighters, they drafted all of them. And they became heroes with a commendation from President Truman. In May 1942, my mother and my brothers and I were sent to Poston, Arizona into an internment camp where I stayed for 3 years and 3 months. We were fortunate that the directors of the camp opposed the internment and tried to institute self-government and tried to make life as pleasant as possible. I was a teenager, so I adjusted quickly and got as many jobs as possible because nobody there seemed to want to work after being put into a concentration camp. For a teenager, $12 a month made me very wealthy, and my brother would always borrow money from me. The only thing I lost in camp were math, science, English. What else can you lose?
Freedom?
Freedom. All my brothers served in the armed services, and after the war was over, I was one of the last to leave the camp in August 1945. When I took the train from Parker, Arizona to Phoenix, I saw the newspaper headlines with the atomic mushroom cloud. At first I didn't know what it meant, but when I read the papers, I was in shock. I finished my senior year in high school, went to the Army to get my GI Bill, went to college, saw students passing out petitions for banning the A-bomb, and I became a peace activist myself.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
We who live in the shadow of a mushroom cloud and the dangers of bullets on our streets, we whose very bones and lungs are threatened even now by radioactivity, today declare our hope in the future. From the diversity of our heritages, we have come to renew our belief in the holiness of the earth and the sanctity of all life. We declare we are at peace with all people of goodwill. We need no leader to define us any enemy, nor tell us what we need security for and defense against. Instead, we affirm that our Earth's security rests not in armaments, but in the justice of adequate housing and food, in the justice of meaningful education and work, in the justice of an economic order that gives everyone access to our Earth's abundance, in the justice of human relationships nourished by cooperation, in the justice of safe, clean, and renewable energy instead of the perils of nuclear power. We affirm people over property, community over privatism, respect for others regardless of sex, race, class, or sexual orientation. We choose struggle rather than indifference. We choose to be friends of the earth and of one another rather than exploiters. We choose to be citizens rather than subjects. We choose to be peacemakers rather than peacekeepers. We choose a nuclear-free future, and we will settle for nothing less. We unite ourselves with sisters and brothers the world over to join together in communities of resistance to the nuclear threat. We unite ourselves with trust in the spirit of life. Justice and love can overcome the machines of destruction. Before us today are set life and death. We choose life that we and our children may live. Let it be so.